All right, we are live. We are live. All right. Thank everyone for joining. Again, 31 of January. We didn't want to miss this month either, but we have been crazy busy with the Microsoft AI Tour. Really, really good things happening there. But everything that we like try to absorb there is always to put it in some way, shape, or form integrated with SAP. So this month meetup, I'm really excited. We're gonna be showing a lot of screenshots and even discussing how we will go about doing those and basically showing a few short demos. As always, thank you for coming. We do this every month. We started doing it the second month of the second Saturday of every month. We have right now going all over the place. We are trying to do it once a month. However we can, whenever we can, we want to squeeze it here because this is something that we enjoy. We, Hocha and myself were talking, and this is, I think, our 46th meetup. So it has been like a couple of years of monthly SAP discussions. So today we're going to be talking about the XAFer community stand-up, specifically about UX customization part 2. To start, as always, join our Facebook group. We're almost 3,500. And I want to, as always, let Dave and Hochi introduce themselves. Also, I want to point everyone to subscribe to the Yama-chan YouTube channel. I want to say, Dave, this trick that you have here about changing the MS build, inserting in Visual Studio, so your model, you don't have to run it and then realize that the change didn't apply. That's a beauty. Like right away, I went to my Visual Studio, implemented. After that, everything is beautiful.
Yeah, I wasted 2 hours on that the first time I came across the issue. So,
all right.
To be honest, 2 hours is not that much. It can be longer.
All right, Hoche, Dave, feel free to introduce yourself, and then let's jump to see cool screenshots about customization and stuff.
Okay, I'll start. Well, I'm Ocho Ojeda. I work for Sari and with frameworks. I'm a Microsoft MVP, DevExpress MVP, and we do .NET basically 24/7, and now AI 24/7. So that's the other thing. If you have any doubts, mostly about AI integrations and things like that, you can reach us in email, Twitter, Facebook, in all the platforms.
Yeah, AI
so
integration
that's all for
with
me.
SAP. AI integration with SAP, Hoche. Let them know.
Yeah.
beautiful. That's cool that you guys are getting the AI. We're doing the same on our side, probably not the same degree, but anyways, Dave from Llama-chan Technology. We do a lot of basically XAF 24/7 as well. Yeah, unfortunately for this one, I didn't get a chance to send in any screenshots of some of the customizations we've done. At some point, guys, if you want me to shoot a couple over, I can as well, or even share some during the meeting. It's up to you.
Absolutely. Like no, if you can share a few here in the meeting, that would be great. But also, and this is for Dave and for everyone here, or for everyone watching the video later. If you guys want a screenshot, please send it over. We can increase this post and make sure that everyone who before had that question if SAP was customizable, I think that nobody can say that right now. We have shown really customizable UI, and I think that the future, it looks really bright. So let's go through the post, see the screenshots, then we can see some code, and then we can go from there. Dave can show some screenshot. If anyone here has one, can also show it and talk about here. So the first thing is Jan Paul sent us this formula about what we try to achieve design-wise, and I think that is really nice to think about, hey, the amount of data or the amount of text that you have on your screen with the information that you're trying to convey. So it's always good to have. And with Blazor now, we have seen a huge rise in our clients, in our students, in everyone coming to us with already a Figma file. That didn't happen too much in web. So right now they are getting more and more specific about how they want the UI to look, how they want the UX to feel. So right now we can achieve most of all those things with XAF. And we can see here the navigation that you see, like we have here a light version, a dark version, so everywhere. Now we are seeing here, and you'll see how clean it looks, how beautiful it looks, and you can have all those design in your app. Right here, there is a nice CSS fix where the lines of the grid are being removed. You can see here before removing the line, and you can see here after the lines have been removed. We can do like a lot more customization on the grid. Grid is one of the things that we did most customizations at the beginning. And I just want to mention in the grid, when you are using the customized, and let me actually pull that up. Let me put it in the side so I can show in a little bit. But when we're trying to customize cell appearance, the double click, the click of the event and the loading indicator were getting lost because we had to recall it after we do any customization. So right here, you see the grid without lines, the font base, the same as number 2 in the tab. So right here, you see a lot of nice things. And of course, we're going to start seeing widget editors. You can see here some gush, completions, some visual timeline to visualize state transition. And if we remember in our last UI stand-up, Gianpaolo Susendo said nice state transitions in WinForm. So this is using another control for that. Custom logins. I think that we have seen a couple of those already. You can actually get crazy with your custom login and make it really beautiful. It doesn't, like I always say, like this doesn't start to even feel like XAF anymore. It starts to feel any web more in development. Right here, you see the custom navigation, and we'll show a little bit more about this specific project. But you see a custom navigation here on the left with custom icons, with a bottom navigation on the top for support, and every time you click, the icon gets highlighted, and so the possibilities there is really nice. Kanban, of course, there is, like we have done Kanban in WinForms, in WebForms, and in Blazor. And the Kanban from Blazor is like really responsive, really nice. You can add pictures, you can add any type of tags, categories, and any type of like columns, headers, and so on. Custom grid cell template. This was one of the first customization that we were doing when we started customizing Blazor, because like we have the API to customize the cell template, and basically you say, depending on these parameters, we're gonna say the demand is on stock, is in non-inventory. So you can do right there, you can put your custom components inside there. We have videos about that. So this is where you start getting more crazy. Now you are able to create several property editors for your class, and you can mix them. So if you see here, this is a property editor for the vendor reference property. So the vendor, we're gonna select everything that is in the vendor here. This is a property editor for the product property, reference property. So everything on that product, we're gonna select here. But all these fields are regular fields from XAF. So you can have this on top is a header that is another property editor that basically is going to show things in a different visualization. But you then go to, after you create all those property editors, if you do it generic, you go to your model and you say, okay, this is the vendor, this is the part, let's select, this is the property editor, this is the other property editor, let's add my fields, and I'm good to go. Let's continue. Same thing in another detailed view of vehicle, property editor for the vehicle, property editor for tags, for the contacts, and basically after that, everything is the regular property from XAF. This is the regular tabs that XAF offers. So the possibilities here are really custom list editor. We have done crazy custom list editor from the beginning, when I think that the first version of Blazor, the XAF Blazor started with the list editor. And every new release breaker, because they put a component holder. First, there was no component holder. Then there was component holder. There was an adapter. Then we didn't have to put it in the same project. So every time that there is a new version, it was breaking. But I think that right now we have the stable version. If you see, this is a list editor that you can click on it and expand it. custom pop-ups. So we are able to now create our custom pop-ups with the templates and they say, okay, I'm gonna put my pop-up to the right, I'm gonna put it to the left, I'm gonna present it. And this is, again, inside that pop-up regular SAF leader view. We have here a single card, multi-card, we have tabs exactly as we do in SAF. IoT. So we see that we have widgets to actually present our information of IoT app. That IoT takes the value from some sensors. Sensors send this to the cloud, to IoT Hub. IoT Hub send it to some type of processing through an Azure function. The Azure function puts it in the database. We grab it from the database, present it here. But the good thing is that we have our frame that is SAF for everything else. So we have this really customized view, everything else, we are still inside SAF. Custom scheduler, that was even before the scheduler was released. So basically we have to do a scheduler. So we put it there, but basically same thing. You can add, because this is a razor component, you keep your navigation, but then you add your other custom component right beside it. This is a one that I like a lot, because right here, the picture doesn't show the navigation that is on the left, but this is actually a list view that you create a template and you say, when you are going to present the list view, put this other component to the left of it. And then because you have the view, you can click here and you can just pass the criteria because you have the view there, view.criteria, and then you pass whatever criteria, and then you filter the list view. So all this picture is a custom list view that is attached with this panel component on the left. Of course, more logging. This is another detail view. And here we want to show that we have a custom navigation that is on top, is not more on the left. And basically you have a detail view that you can actually, these are regular SAF fields, but if you see, if they have some type of nested list view, department devices, those one we move it to the left. So when they click here, that nested list view will show here. So that's another one that I think that was really neat to achieve. The custom navigation on top, as again I was showing, it has two levels of navigation. So you have the first level, when you click on it, it shows the second one. It doesn't, you cannot get crazy because it won't look good, but at least with two levels, we can keep it there. You also have a kind of like a state tracker for achievements, and you see all the steps that this product will go through, and then you have a custom calendar. So another way to display information. This is something that we have done a lot, but I wanted to present it as well. You can customize your action and make it look however you want. You see this is in WinForms, and we went crazy with that awful my action, but also with this new button right here. Wanted to display that we can put all custom icons, and only that little bit of change really boosts up your application. So all the icons here are really custom on the navigation on the top. This is a mapping field with two token boxes, but with some colors and things that basically we are gonna map fields from a PDF to some form, and basically we want to select it here, and we're gonna be displaying the token box that we always use. This is the first part to create the one on top. This is something to show that even in WinForms we can have some elapsed timer, and show here we're trying to do some exercising app in WinForms in that time. So we try to cover things. Progress bar on WinForms and progress bar on Blazor. And the progress bar is a really neat example, and we're gonna present it here, but this is something that we can hit. A few things that we didn't show that I wanted to present. Let me see if I can run this project. There is one that I wanna. The thing is, after you know your Blazor, how to create your components, how to interact with them, and after you know your staff layers, you just putting them together, and you are able to achieve everything that you set your mind to. Let's wait for a second. All right, let's go here. This is something just to show that even the custom error page, the unhandled sections, we can actually customize it and make it different, make it pretty, make it put your support side there, put anything you want to, you have in control of everything. So simple, but I think that is really useful. Now, I got a request from Martin, another DevExpress MVP, about talking about the project progress bar indicator. So that's one of the ones that I wanted to show. So let's run it for a second and then come back to the code. Right, of course. Let me just close this one. Actually, close it out. And let's run it again. In the meantime, if anyone have any questions, want to put something that they have done on the chat, something that they like how it look, and they have any question, how did we achieve that, please feel free to put it there. We can discuss it. Give it a second. All right, so we have this project that basically we want to click here process. And if you see, let's say that we have a couple operations that we have to accomplish. We want to give the user some type of indicator. Okay, this is operation one that is happening. This could be anything that you have to do along term task, operation two, operation three. So, but we want to be mindful of the client and give them some progress. So this, I think that is really nice. We have used it a lot, and basically we can review on the code. This single action process basically is going to go to our execute. And in here, we're going to initialize our process action working. Basically, we're going to have a background working. That is the one who is going to be doing all the process, and we're going to be calling them. After that, we call that worker, and we have our own services, dialog service that we want to present those pop-ups that we were showing there. Right here, you can see that we have in the work 4 operations. This could be anything. It says operation 1 to 4, but this could be actually tracking the achievement or doing anything you want. And in those ones, we can see here the only thing that we're doing is thread sleep. We're actually not doing anything. We're just simulating that we're doing some tasks. But right here, we're reporting what is the state, like we're calculating basically if we have some type of custom logic we will be doing through there. But that will give you the flow of, okay, let's finish the first operation, then let's go to the second operation, third, fourth, and so on. Of course, right here, we just did example. We can maybe put all of this in a custom method and call the same everywhere, but basically that's the main goal here, to go through all those operations and be reporting the progress. Right here, you will see that we have then our progress action progress. That's basically the pop-up where we're going to display, and we have our custom components, the linear progress indicator. That is nothing else that those lines that are reporting the progress there. And of course, we have here our okay, handle, cancel handle, because if we cancel, we want to send that cancellation token back and make sure that it's displayed. So this is a really useful things for every time that you're doing something really big, that you need to make sure that you are reporting to the client what everything is happening. So that was basically it. There is not much to it. It's just basically make sure that your background worker is just reporting correctly the progress. Besides that, let me come back here. All right. Besides that, everything comes from the methodology of list editor, property editor, custom view item, dashboard view. If you kind of understand all those, you are good to go. And you can go from, let me put it here. Yes. You can go from you can go from something that looks like this to basically, let me just put here this a second, to something like here, that you have your Kanban, that you can click on it, that you can actually get your custom list view, your custom list view, your custom detail view, your reports. You can move it here, so you can get crazy on your customizations and make it look. You can actually change to different list view editors and so on, so on. So the possibilities that you have right now are really, really interesting. So we need to take advantage of it. So with that being said, I think that we covered a lot of good time. We have a question from Adam. Let's see it. All right. So Adam is asking how we implemented this, and basically we created a template for that detail view, and we basically put our own component here, and we let the SAF fields to fill out the other part. Of course, we need to put some padding on the header of those groupings because SAF makes it different. We created a custom theme with the colors that we can replace. That way the colors are accordingly of what we want. And the tricky part was like when we click, for example, departments to replace this one and show the list view of departments. So basically, I think that we have two ways to do it. One was basically having the list view here hide it, and then we show it when they click here. We hide this like an appearance rule. We do have the list view there. We are just hiding and showing it. And the other one was a really customized template customization. That's basically it. But that was a really, really interesting project. So Dave, I don't know if you have a few screenshots that you want to show maybe. And Dave also have a video about customizing a property editor that I really like. We have a central controller that every property editor that he needs to customize, he can do it from there. And after that, I can jump back and show another small demo.
Yeah, I can show a couple of things we have here if you like.
Yeah, please.
Let me okay, so some of these are work in progress. Some of them are live systems. So this one here, can you see that?
Yeah, we can.
Perfect. Okay. So fairly similar to what comes out of the box. The cool part here is the filters and projects are being dynamically generated in the navigation. We also have our inbox that as items come into your inbox, it automatically puts a number next to it. So it will look like this one here. So this is hooked up to a service bus in Azure. And when somebody makes a change, it automatically updates your nav and shows you have new items in your inbox. So that was kind of cool. We also have a custom notes editor here. So just a list editor, the note box and the attachments can be done right here without having to click the new button to bring it up. As well as a custom editor down below.
Nice.
So pretty straightforward. Let's have a look at the Llama Logger side. Give me 1 second here. So if you're not familiar with our Llama Logger, this is a tool we do provide. You can go to llamalogger.com and sign up. Basically, any exception that gets logged through the tracing comes into here. And we've created some few custom editors. So we have our exception view here, where we actually do an accordion of inner exceptions and that type of thing. Show more and show less. We also have a history option. So if I show history, we've implemented just a chart, history chart, as part of that. And then you're into your regular list details for looking at inner details, inner exceptions. Okay. And the last one, let me just make sure that this has nothing client related on it. That should be fine. So this one's minor. But what I do find really cool is the render fragments that you can put together to replace things like the preview panel. So this is the preview panel here. And depending on status, you can update those with whatever content you want at that point. So this was put together pre 23.2 when the preview panel was not improved the way it is now. So there are some other options of the latest version, but this was a nice little add for us to be able to put that in.
It looks really nice.
Okay. Yeah, that's it for me. Most of mine are fairly minor, but it's incredible to see what people are doing and the amount that you can customize, and in comparison to the older web forms version, which was much more rigid, we found. All right.
It was a lot like crazy rigid. Even to interact with JavaScript, it was a pain. Right now we have the JSON time and we're good to go.
Yeah.
All right. I think that on my side, I have one more demo that is not basically UI related, but I also have a request for it. And now that we are all together, I think that we can basically take a look. All right. So basically, this is a SQL scheduler, meaning that we have a really nice utility app that runs background jobs using Quartz. Give it a second. I think that is we have it connected to a remote database. All right. So basically, simple app, nothing crazy. Basically, it's just user management and how to schedule tasks. If we want to create a new one, we put all the information how you want to present it, and then we create a new connection. Basically, we add a connection screen here. We still need to encrypt it and so on for security. And then we basically are going to come here and select any query that we want. Especially this is a request because there are a few clients that need to run at a certain schedule, an insert or an update, or do something with their database to make sure that everything is handled correctly. And we have done that in the past with Azure Function. We have done Azure Logic Apps. We have used the database engine to run some jobs. But this was one tool that they needed someone that is not as technical savvy to use, and basically they get their query from the database admin. They just need to schedule it and so on. As we know, we have the cron expression, and basically that will decide how often this project is working, and then we have the logs. So if we go back to here, we will have this expression, and we have the expression description. They say every 2 minutes run this job, and then basically we will have a the connection string here that we want to not present, but basically we are not doing anything, just we are testing, is just select get date, just to make sure that the service is run. And then we have logs here that will tell you if it's a success, if there was an error, if there's any type of issue there. And taking a look at the code, basically what we're doing is we created a job that is basically the interface for Quartz, and make sure that when it executes, we get everything we need. And from there, we're gonna get the connection string and parse it and do everything that we need to do. And it's behaving really nicely. So this is a project that we haven't finished. It's really small utility. Most probably we're gonna share it with the community because why not? All right, that will be all on my side. Josh, I don't know if you have something prepared or wanna show something.
Yeah, I have a small one because I'm mostly backend. So what I do is they're like super good looking, but let me share my screen. I think I shared this before in other meetings, like in the early ones. So what I have is an implementation of Visual Studio Code inside of SAP, because I'm using it to write functions like for AI. So I got the Visual Studio Code, which is Monaco editor, from this repository. This is kind of the official repository for Blazor. And then I have an implementation that I connect back to my home because I'm traveling at the moment. Just let me move this screen somewhere here. And this is basically the Monaco editor, where you can tell, okay, this is the language that I want to parse, and it will do all the tokenization of the language. Like, okay, I need to highlight this, I need to mark this as an error, and so on and so forth. And also we have like autocomplete, depending on how we decide to do the parsing of the language. So let me try to write something there. See, it's basically the same as Visual Studio and Visual Studio Code. So what you do with the text that you write there is up to you. You decide how to parse it. You can do it with Roslyn, but I don't do it with Roslyn. Also, I do it mostly with Gint. You know that we did like the scripting engine for that. So as you said, like in SAP Blazor, you can integrate mostly any control that is JavaScript. This is based on JavaScript. Also, it's purely JavaScript actually. So maybe it's not as appealing as the other ones, but is something that, well, you want to run Visual Studio Code inside of XAF. There you go. You have one Visual Studio Code.
Nice. All right, guys. I think that's it for this meetup. Short, a lot of screenshots, a lot of
Not yet.
nice
We need
guys.
the picture.
All right.